Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ED Outdoors. Hey, today we're going to be talking about a favorite bait of mine to use during the springtime, fall, maybe even winter time. Talk about the spinnerbait. Coming right up on the next installment of Teach a Man to Fish from ED Outdoors. Right now. Alright guys, I want to apologize first of all about if there's noise or wind or whatever. Of course the wind starts blowing. My windscreen, I can't use it on my microphone right now because it ended up falling into the water. You know, just my luck, fell into the water and it's soaked. Luckily the microphone's not damaged, but I don't want to put the windscreen back on it when it's soaked and may cause some damage later on, so I don't want to do that. So I'm letting it dry before I put it back on. But we're gonna rock and roll nonetheless. So let me see if I can find a good angle for you guys. I'm a little dark, so having an overcast on my face doesn't really help. And maybe we come. Oh! Hey y'all! There we go. Look at that. The light. The light is lovely on my face. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Us darker people, you know, we have to adjust. We have to let the sun work with us, not against us, you know. Anyway, let me get this there we go. Boom, perfect. Yeah, it's looking good today. Y'all look good today. You been working out? Yeah, I haven't. So anyway, all right, so let's get started. All right, you guys, hang out, kick back, kick shoes off, relax. We're gonna take a few minutes, talk about spinnerbaits. All right, so what is a spinnerbait? Let's get started with that first. A spinnerbait is basically this little device right here. This is your typical spinnerbait that you'll see. Basically, the spinnerbait is a jig head with a hook. It's a single hook, and it has these rubber strings that are called skirts. They're referred to as skirts. So they have these skirts, and the skirt basically is the color of the spinnerbait. So it's like, you know, have a white skirt, white spinnerbait, black skirt, black spinnerbait, yada yada yada. All right, so basically that's your spinnerbait. That's your makeup of your spinnerbait. Now it has these blades. These are called blades. They're what actually make the spinning. They spin around, and basically these blades are meant to distort water, to create vibration, and to sort of give off a flash. There are two types of spinnerbaits. These blades here, blowing in the wind, these are called willow blades, and basically they're like a willow leaf, you know, sort of that shape. And then we have these, which are called Colorado blades, and they look like a circular, as you can tell. And let's see, have tons of spinnerbaits. So that's basically the two different types. Now they do have others. These have honeycomb imprints. I don't know if you can kind of see that. They do have some that vary. They vary a lot, but basically you're going to come with either willow or Colorado. Now the Colorado blades, they're bigger, they're bulkier, they weigh a little bit more. If you want to fish a little bit deeper with a spinnerbait, which I get to in a second about fishing your depths, Colorado, or what you want to go with, they move a lot more water, and they traditionally are on darker baits. As you can see here, I have this is a black spinnerbait with the copper honeycomb Colorado, and it has a trailer built into it. This is sort of for really dark water, early morning, late night fishing. This is something we're gonna go with. This is made for nighttime fishing, so that's why it has these bigger blades on it. It distort more water, create more vibration. All right, you have spinnerbaits that also have multiple blades on them. This one has like 400 blades on it. It actually has 4, but you know, you have your big main blade, and then you have smaller blades. This bait here, I've actually caught a lot of fish off, a lot of big fish. This is great pre-spawn when fish are feeding, and this is basically all this reaction looks like a school of fish. Now, spinnerbaits are made to mimic a school of fish, a school of shad. They are there to kind of give the look of a school swimming. That's why all the blades are spinning. That's why all the light and reflection or reflection and refraction, all that good stuff is happening because it's mimicking school of fish swimming. Now, we're gonna get to how you work these. Now, basically, spinnerbaits are cast and retrieve. You throw out, I like to throw out onto the banks and work it shallow, or throw out shallow and work it deep. Throw around cover, around brush. Work great around boat houses, boat docks, piers, stuff like that. Typical spots where bass like to hang out at. If I'm passing by a boat dock, I could throw up onto the seawall or up on the bank and work it out alongside the boat dock. Do that on both sides. Now I've caught lots of fish that way because this is sort of if a fish is kind of hanging out chilling, all of a sudden a big group of fish swim by, they're gonna go after it. Now the way that fish hit this, bigger fish will go behind it and they come up from behind and they sort of try to grab the entire group of fish. And when you set your hook, you know, you get a good hook set. Smaller fish like to come from the side and hit and kind of pick off one or two of the fish. Now, you know, they're imagining this is a school of fish. Smaller fish like to pick off one or two, and typically whenever you're catching them, smaller ones, they'll give you like a thump, thump, thump. If y'all watch any of my videos, you see me fishing a spinnerbait. You see my rod tip, it goes da 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 right before, or right as I'm getting a bite, and that's the fish. As the school's swimming, they're hitting the fish to stop them, and then they hit a second time to swallow them. So it's like a grab and then a swallow. So whenever they hit, it's bump, bump, bump. Whenever they go to hit. So whenever you feel like a thump, 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 pause for a second, rip, and that's when you set your hook. Now, that's pan down, take a look at colors. Now, when it comes to colors, as you can see, there's a variety of colors you can use in different types, makeups of colors. You're gonna have your basic chartreuse, your blacks, and your whites, and everything in between. As you can see here, I have multiple spinnerbaits. I love using spinnerbaits. My favorite spinnerbaits to use is just a Colorado blade with a white skirt. I use that potent. Some of the in-between colors you have sort of this is sort of a smoky color, a little bit of black flake, a little bit of silver in there. You have bigger ones. These skirts are, this is like a bluegill. You know, it has a little bit of blue, a little bit of black flake, a little chartreuse flake, and white. And this is basically going to mimic a school of bluegill. You have this one, black and red, great color. I had one that was a copper and black. I loved it, but I ended up losing it. But oh well, it happens. Chartreuse, they do pretty well. So many different makeups, so many different colors that you can go with. But like I said, basically you're going to be mimicking the school of fish. So if the water is clear, I like to go with just a basic white with the willow blades. If it's a little bit darker, I go with a darker color and drop down to the Colorado blades. And if it's like nighttime, early morning, first thing before the sun hits, go with the black with Colorado blades. Now let's talk about alright, oh yeah, another thing I missed. Whenever you're fishing these baits, they move through the water. The skirt is all puffed out, right? And the blades spinning, it's puffed out. Now whenever I'm fishing, you guys see in my videos, I will pause my reel and sort of pop my reel while I'm retrieving this. You can do a straight retrieve, and that's going to look like fish swimming. Or you can sort of pop and pause, it's going to look like fish swimming. And then when you pop and pause, the skirt's going to flare out and then keep going. And so it kind of look like that school of fish is changing directions, or they're reacting to something in the water. And 9 times out of 10, I kid you not, 9 times out of 10, my catches come right after a pause, right after a stop. Some of the biggest fish I've caught, I actually caught them. I've caught them where I paused, just completely stop. That bait sinks, that whole group of fish sinks, and the bass can't help but to go and react to it. So that's how you do your retrieve. Now let's get over to ties. Alright, you guys, we're gonna get over to tying your spinnerbait. Now I have this piece of braid here. I want to take a spinnerbait and tie on. Now the spinnerbait, so you have your jig head, you have your hook, you have this wire, and then you have your blades. Whenever you tie on, you're gonna want to tie on. Let's get that to focus. Where we at? There we go. Get that to focus. You're gonna want to tie on right here in this loop. This blade goes up, or this wire goes up. It's starting to rain on me, and you want to tie right here in that loop. Now, the type of tie that I use, I don't know what it's called. I learned it a long time ago, and I always did it, but I loop through. Whether I'm using the hook, the jig, whatever, I use the same tie. I loop through, I spin my bait approximately 7 times. Spinning it makes it spin around itself. I got the tag end over here, I spin it. Once I get that spun through, it's raining really good right now, you guys. It's raining great right now, I love it. That creates a little hole or a little loop at the bottom. So I open up that loop, I take the tag end, I loop it through onto itself. And whenever I do that, I pull down. As I pull down, it creates a loop at the top. I take the tag in, loop it back through the top. And then the tag end is hanging out at this little contraption, this little whatever. And I pull the bait or the hook tight. And that cinches down onto my hook, my whatever I'm using. I wish I would focus better. It's not autofocus, sorry. But it cinches down and that creates that knot that I have there. Now, like I said, I don't know the name of this knot, so if any of you know the name of it, will y'all please leave a comment below. Just tell me the name of it. If you have a name of it, if you don't have a name of it, make a name up. Just tell me what the name is that you made up and we'll go with it. First person to comment the right name will win something special from ED Outdoors. So make sure y'all go down there and comment, let me know what the name of that knot is. Alright, so moving on to trailers. Now, some people like to, they swear by trailers. They like to put trailers on the end of their spinner baits. I started doing it a while back. Hadn't really noticed a difference. Like, you know, the bait itself is doing the action, but basically the trailer gives sort of a target for the fish to hit. Whenever fish see this, they see a group of, let's say a group of minnows swimming by. And like I said, the bass come from behind, grab that, try to eat the whole group. Smaller fish will sort of try to pick it off. Having a trailer, let me see if I have I did see a bait out here somewhere. Okay, there we go. Reaper worm, great worm, all that ribbon, lots of action. Great this time of year. Great this time of year. Because you're fishing deep, the fish are out there. But let's just simulate that this is a finesse worm or something, all right? So you just, I mean, it's pretty simple. Most spinner baits come with a bait saver right there, and you just loop it through, push it up to the bait saver, all right? Now, obviously, you're not gonna have a trailer that long, okay? This is like for mammoth fish. But imagine this is shorter, right? And whenever this bait is swimming, the fish can go after this, let me see. Bear with me 1 second. All right, sorry Ryan, kind of chopped the bait up a little bit. But that was the old one. It's been outside for a while. It's been sun damaged. I use it all the time, but that one is about done. But let's say, all right, you have, I know it looks weird, but you have your trailer, right? So that gives that fish something to go after, sort of a target. So that target happens to be on your hook. Boom, get more hook sets. I actually didn't need one on this one because it has built-in trailer. Some have built-in trailers. You see just these long strings. The actual bait is up here, these shorter strings, and then it has something to go longer. And that hones the bass in on this area, which is right behind the hook for a good hook set. So, trailers, I say match the hatch. You know, they say match the hatch. So if you're using if you're fishing in clearer water and you're using a white spinner bait, try to throw on something that's a white or maybe June bug color, something lighter that, or June bugs aren't light color, but or a blue or something light that you can, maybe chartreuse or pink, to kind of sort of go with the lighter tone that you're presenting. If it's darker, obviously go with a darker sort of red shad color or a black or midnight or something like that. You know, just kind of go with, sort of match the trailer to the spinner that you're using. If it's overcast days, definitely go with the chartreuse color. I went out and bought a couple of chartreuse spinnerbaits. Now with chartreuse, I usually throw on either a white, or I go with a chartreuse color or a neon color for those cloudy days. And then for the clear days, white, I usually throw on something that's white or a lighter color. Dang, so much more I can tell you guys about spinnerbaits, but it's just kind of, to me, it's redundant because I kind of already know. But you know, some people, you know, the whole purpose of this is to kind of teach you guys how to fish. By the way, you guys notice this hat I have on? This is from Rougarou Tackle. Y'all head over, let me see, get that focus. I'm gonna leave the link below in the description. They have awesome gear. Tungsten, focus. All right, good. Tungsten weights, worm weights, flipping weights. Some of the most affordable tungsten on the market. It's not cheap. It's not cheaply made. It's great. We just came out with the 4 speeds. If you guys, perfect time right now. You guys are on Carolina rigs. You are fishing deep. Perfect time to use that 4 speeds. I mean, jigs galore. So many great jigs, great color jigs. I'm actually ticked. One of my favorite jigs from Rougarou, I actually lost today on the water. That's another one of my mishaps. Lost my favorite jig. Dropped my microphone in the water. My dead cat soaking wet. Broke my light. Broke my rod tip. It was one of those days, but make the most of it. So yeah, y'all head over. If you want one of these hats, they actually have those on the site. And like I said, they're local. I love them because they're from here. They support the area, the community. They support fishermen that are not trying to break the bank. You know what I'm saying? You get great quality stuff for a good price. So that's it, you guys. I mean, that's all there is to it. When you guys are out there fishing, I tell you guys where to throw. You throw in those areas. You slow roll it. You want to slow crank that spinnerbait. All right. If you're using one of these willow blades is more for like faster speed. If you're fishing the outside stuff, fish a little bit faster by moderate pace. If you're fishing inside, around those docks, inside those docks with Colorado, or even if you use willow, it doesn't matter. You're fishing in, you want to slow roll it, slow crank it, and that's going to make those blades barely turn to get the fish's attention, keep it in the strike zone a lot longer, and you're going to kind of try to seduce that fish to bite. So slow crank it on the outside, on the inside, outside, speed up a little bit, pause, pop, pause, pop. That's how I can do it. I know a lot of videos are like, how do you fish this bait? People don't really tell you how to do it. I'm gonna tell you how to do it. Go out there, cast out as far as you can get it, slow roll it. If you want to fish it, oh, it's nothing. I almost forgot. It's so versatile. This is one of the most versatile baits. I use it like pre-spawn. I use it springtime, summertime, fall even, because it's so versatile. Talon spinnerbait, you can fish it faster to bring it at the top of the water column and fish it early in the morning. You can fish it in moderate pace, bring it through sort of in the middle, like midday or so. Like say you fish it shallow, fish it light, and when those fish are deep, you're in the middle of the day when it's really hot out and they're trying to get shaded up, stay cool, you can let it sink to the bottom and slow roll it off the bottom. If you're around logs or stumps, just sort of roll that bait over the log, roll it over the stump, and it's toxic when it's out there. Toxic whenever it's out there, because whenever those fish are watching those stumps of logs and they see something roll over that log, they're gonna go and hit it. I typically like to stay 1/2 ounce through 3/4 ounce on the spinnerbait. If they have a 1 ounce spinnerbait, I'll get it. You know, it's better to have something heavier and adjust to make it work rather than have something lighter. I like using lighter baits simply because they're just harder to cast, harder to get further away. And I'm more of a power fisherman. I like to fish an area, but I like to get in and get out, get in and get out. And I want my bait to get out further, cover more water, and I like to get it out and let it sink a lot faster. So I'm using fishing a lot faster than most people as far as like finesse. So I don't do finesse. If you want to do finesse, you guys go with something lighter than a 1/2 ounce. You drop down and you go lighter, but I like to go heavier. If I'm throwing, like I said, my choice, I want to throw a 3/4 ounce. You have to be mindful that it's going to sink faster. Kind of keep an idea of how deep it is based on how soon you start reeling. So you throw out, start reeling. The lighter ones, it takes longer for them to get to the bottom, so you have to sort of, if you want to get it down deep, Like I said, you want to fish deeper, then you got to throw out, wait a little while longer for it to sink. And if it's heavier, you want to fish it lighter. As soon as it hits the water, you start cranking it and start getting it going. All right, I'm about to wrap this video up. I've been going talking for a while, but that's about it. I mean, I can say so much more about them as far as how to fish it, but basically you got there, you throw, you retrieve, you try your different actions. You try fast rolling it, try slow rolling it, try popping it, fish it high, fish it middle, fish it low. You figure out what the fish are, where the fish are at, what they're hitting, what they want. The fish will tell you what they want. All right, it's trial and error, but using spinner bait, you can't go wrong with spinner bait. All right, especially early on in the day, early in the morning. If they're not hitting top water, drop down to the spinner bait. A lot of fish don't commit, don't come up and hit a top water bait, but they hit a spinner bait because it's below, just subsurface, enough for them to see it and commit to it. I've had a lot of luck fishing early in the morning with a spinner bait. Had lots of luck fishing midday with a spinner bait, fishing afternoon and night with a spinner bait. So spinner baits, very versatile, very all around. That's it for now, you guys. We are wrapping this one up. Y'all stay tuned. We have the next video. I'm gonna cover Texas rig. All right. Give me a few days to edit, and then I will come back Texas rig. After that, we will be wrapping up the series. Hopefully I taught you guys a little something. There are lots of other techniques, lots of other baits, lots of other rigs that I use, but I'm not as familiar with them as I am what I'm showing you guys. So as I get more familiar with them, I'll put videos out and we'll add to this. This is gonna be an ongoing series, all right? It's just, I'm gonna create the playlist, and as I make a video related to teaching you to fish, I'll add to that playlist. So if you guys have any questions, you guys feel free to drop it down in the comment box below. As always, you guys feel free to like, share, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Y'all stay tuned, got some big things in the work. And hey, we are literally like a few followers away, a few subscribers away from 200 marks. Once we hit the 200 mark, another giveaway, big giveaway. So y'all stay tuned. From ED Outdoors, EDO out.